And then, but when I started with phase two, the phase two syllabus.
Okay.
I try to complete the phase two syllabus before the notification, and after the notification was out, and I started focusing completely on phase one.
We also try to help users who looking to help in making their strategies through our exclusive courses also.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and yeah, one should take help of that. Yeah,
yes, so
I mean, mentors is important, and if you can get it, I mean, for earlier, then it's better for you.
yes, yes. Hello everyone. Welcome to iExamB. And I have a very, very special guest today, Mr. James Meitei, who has cleared RBI Grade B Officer 2024 exam. Many, many congratulations, James.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for having me here again.
Thank you, James, for taking out time to talk to us today. James has a very, very interesting profile and a lot of firsts, maybe a lot of firsts associated with himself. Uh, James comes from Manipur, and he may be one of the first candidates, at least the ones that I have seen in my experience till now, to have cleared the RBI Grade B officer exam. And this is his first attempt. He's a fresher. He completed his BCom honors degree from Delhi University in 2023 when he decided that he would want to go and give this exam. So, a very interesting preparation and journey. And he may be also one of the youngest RBI Grade B officers. So, I'm sure this will be very useful to a lot of candidates who have doubts about when to start. Is it too early? Is it too late? How to go about it? So, that's what we will delve into today. So, thanks again, James. And as we said, what made you think about this exam?
Yeah, actually, ma'am, I came to know about this exam during my graduation years.
Okay.
Uh, when it was during my BCom honors, yeah, we used to read about the Reserve Bank of India, the role it played uh, in the economy and in the whole country and how it affects everyone. So then, I mean, it's a really it has an important role to play, and everyone. I mean, if they know the roles, they will obviously want to be a part of this organization. And then I came to know about this exam. So, but that time, I mean, exam, this is very competitive. So it took me a lot of time to make up my mind and make my decision to give this exam. But finally, yeah, I decided to give it a try. So yeah, and then after my graduation, just after my graduation, I started preparing and yeah, I gave this exam.
Great. So, how did you go about it? Like it's like I mentioned, it's your first attempt, and you also mentioned it's a competitive exam. So, how did you overcome that thought or fear? Okay, it's going to be a very competitive exam. There are a lot of stages to clear. So we have three stages. We have the phase one, which is testing your aptitude through quant, reasoning, English, and general awareness. Then we have the phase two, which is much more deeper conceptual understanding of economic and social issues, finance, management, English, writing skills. And then we have the interview stage. So, how did you approach the exam and your preparation once you decided that you want to go for it?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I try to be confident, to be honest. When I start preparing, I was confident, and I thought like the vacancy that time. If you look at the previous trend, it was around 200,
200 plus,
yeah,
yeah.
150, yeah, like that. So I said, yeah, yeah, but if you look at the total success ratio, then it's less than 1%, I would say.
True, true.
So then, yeah, I did a lot of analysis, the PYQs and all, and
Hmm.
whether I can do it or not. So
Okay.
then, and then I decided and started preparing. But
Mhm.
when the notifications are out
Hmm.
and the number of vacancy, like it's quite low than
Physics, yes.
the yeah, yeah, the previous. And then there are times of self doubt, and then
Right.
Then I started questioning my decision and like whether I should give it or not. I should just give up and try other exams. But I said, yeah, let's do it. I mean, I have been preparing for a
Mhm.
while, so let's give it a try. Let's try to give more effort and let's see. And then, but when I started with phase two, the phase two syllabus.
Okay.
I try to complete the phase two syllabus before the notification. And after the notification was out, and I started focusing completely on phase one.
Okay.
And the interview preparation I did after the phase two. I mean,
Result.
after the phase two results were out, and
Okay.
then I started fully focusing on interview, like
Okay.
full time.
So, so if I break this down and go a little deeper, so like you mentioned, you started with phase two subjects much before the notification came.
Yes,
So,
yes.
what approximately would have been the time you would have spent in phase two preparation before the notification? Or if I ask, how much time did you take to complete the phase two syllabus before the notification came?
Yeah, I started preparing from mid-March.
Okay.
So, like it took me just to complete the syllabus, it doesn't take me much time. It took
Mm-hmm.
around 1 or 2 months. I
Okay.
mean, 1.5 months. But
Mm-hmm.
then I have to revise it. I have to
Yes.
look for new things, what's happening in, like the updates that were given in the RBI circulars, notification, and all.
Mm-hmm.
And then I try to update. So, like, I did a lot of revision also at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Completing it doesn't take much time,
Mm-hmm.
but the revisions and getting the
The new
updates from
information.
EIVs, yes, yes, I know, and there are lots of current affairs to be
Yeah.
studied, lots of current happenings and all. So for me, I started from March, mid-March till the notifications were out, and then when the phase one result came, then the revision was a lot easier for me that
Lot
way.
is
Yeah,
true, true. So that's a good time, somewhere around this time that we are talking right now.
yeah, it's
March
a
is
good time
about
to
to
start.
start. Yeah. So
Yeah.
once you are through with understanding the entire syllabus, then you can add the dynamic aspects on an ongoing
Yes.
basis. Then you have to do it anyways, whether you know the subject or not. You have to ongoing basis keep knowing about what the budget is saying, what the
Yes,
economy is,
exactly.
what the RBI is saying, what the monetary policy is saying. So, that's a regular inputs that we have to keep
Yeah.
putting. So great. That's a good way, good time. So all those who are listening this today, right now is the right time to start for the next upcoming attempt that would come for RBI. To at least get through with your conceptual understanding of all the subjects of phase two. Because we are talking about phase two, I'll continue with this, James. If I specifically ask, how was it studying these subjects, given your background of BCom honors? How much time would you be spending on maybe understanding the syllabus of economic and social issues, and then finance and management? Uh, and yeah, ethics, management and ethics that we have.
Yeah. Ma'am, first thing one should do it's like to understand like what's the demand of this exam.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like the syllabus, it's given in the notification itself also, and a lot of I mean, coaching centers they also provide it very
True.
well. So one can refer to that, and that the PYQs they are very important. The
Mm-hmm.
PYQs, I mean, you should analyze it for I mean all the years that are available. So analyze it and just know what is the demand of the questions, and I mean there are also lots of free YouTube videos that explains it.
True.
You can just refer it, whether it is YouTube videos or it is PDF or everything. Just, I mean, I mean, first of all, one should try is like try to understand the exams that you're going to give. So that's what I did. I mean, analyze it a lot, like what are the reports that are going to ask, and what are the schemes,
Mm-hmm.
and what kind of descriptive questions are asked. So all of that. I mean, whether it is a dynamic one or it is static, it's a mix of both. I mean,
Yes, yes, it is a.
so one should try to understand it very thoroughly. And for me, like management and economics, finance, it was. I mean, I have studied it in my
Mm-hmm,
graduation, so it was not completely new to me. But many things are new.
mm-hmm,
I mean, I have a background, I have a understanding of it, but you have to know a lot more. You have to dig deeper because these things will help you in the interview.
mm.
Because in the interview, you have to go very deeper.
Right.
They will ask. They will. I mean, they will ask very. I mean, they can go dig deeper in any topic.
Any topic. Hmm.
Yeah. So try to understand it very thoroughly once you know the syllabus, and yeah,
Okay. So, because you had a little background, so it helped you to understand the concepts, and then you kept
yes.
going deeper into whatever concepts, according to previous year papers, previous year questions you felt had more importance and what was coming in news. So, how are you updating yourself? Are you reading newspaper on a daily basis?
Newspaper, I did it during my interview preparation, but not before that because I feel uh, like well, it I mean it takes time to read newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there are lots to read, the
Okay.
schemes, reports,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
lots of happening to read. So it's better to refer to those. Materials that are available
Okay.
that are well, summarized and
Yeah.
yeah, it's I think it's better.
Okay.
But
So,
one can refer it if one has time. Yeah, they can
okay.
refer it.
Right, right. So you were referring to a lot of summary notes and compilations for
Yeah,
your.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Compilations. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's the.
But yeah, from time to time, referring RBI website,
Yeah.
BIVs, and just to get update whenever you are. I mean, you have time for that, and it's a good source.
Okay. So how much time were you spending on a daily basis?
For me, like around 8 to 9 hours daily.
8 to 9 hours.
Yeah, and I did a lot of framing answers and
Mhm.
typing, and that's important. So
Okay, so you regularly practice typing also.
yeah, yeah, but I mean, initially I didn't, but
Hmm.
the
But
last
after
few
the
months I did.
notification came, then you
Yes, yes, yes,
started working on it.
yes, yes.
Okay.
But I think yeah, one should start practicing typing early. It's better to practice early
Okay.
because
True.
it's not easy. It's not easy to type that much word in the limited time.
Yes, yes. So, almost 2000 words you are typing
Yeah,
and writing that time. So, if you're not used to, it also, apart from the fact that you are trying to speed up, it also builds up the stress at the time of the exam.
and
Um,
you have to think also.
and you have to think also. So, you cannot let the stress cloud your mind because you really need to be focusing on typing the answer. So, that's
Yes.
a good advice that one should start typing and practicing for descriptive also a little earlier. So, James, now we went a little one step ahead. We talked about the phase two and how you were focusing on understanding the entire concept and the syllabus and the pattern of the exams before the notification came itself. Were you also doing something for phase one topic before the notification came?
Before the notification, I didn't focus more much on phase one. Yeah,
Mhm.
sometimes I practice, but that's I mean I didn't completely focus on that. What I did was I tried to focus more on phase two. I
Okay.
mean phase one is just for qualifying. That's what I think,
Right, right.
and like I should give more of my efforts on the phase two. That's what I thought, and also for current affairs, as I say, like I didn't prepare separately for phase one and phase two. Yeah, for current affairs, I prepared for phase two and phase one. Just after the notification, I focused solely on phase one current affairs.
Okay,
That's
okay. So I think that's one very common strategy that I'm hearing from a lot of candidates that one should not segregate when it comes to current affairs and schemes and reports and all between
yes, yes,
one and phase two. It's a common uh, preparation, because it will help you, and not just in phase one and phase two, it will help you in your phase three also, the interview.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So I think that's a common advice, and very rightly so, because all this information is needed and you have to do it on a regular basis. You can't just sit down in one day and decide
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I want to mug up last 5 months or 6 months or 4 months or even 2 months for that matter,
yeah,
and just do that. So I think a very, very right advice. So all those who are listening, do not try to segregate phase one, phase two when it comes to general awareness, current affairs, or topics of economic and social issues, which would consist of your government schemes, PIB news, financial, economic, banking news, budget, economic survey. All these are needed throughout your preparation. So, very interesting. James, if I talk about, like you mentioned, while phase one is only qualifying, but yes, given the selection rate, it's
yeah,
actually difficult to crack the phase one, and a lot of brilliant students who may be very good in economics or finance sometimes may not even get the opportunity to get that, because they do not cross the phase one, right? Once the notification came, and then you said you were fully focused on phase one preparation. So, how did you approach quant and reasoning usually? Because that's my experience, that students coming from a non engineering background
yeah.
take a little more time for the quant and reasoning aspect. So, was it true for you? And what was your strategy like?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. The quants and the this reasoning, there are sectional cutoffs also.
Yes.
These sections they are particularly difficult because of lots of engineers, as you said. The competition is tough, so because of them, the cutoffs are very high. But it is framed in a manner that everyone can get through it.
Mhm.
So first of all, I try to clear all the basics. There are many free YouTube videos. I refer to them and try to clear my basics.
Okay.
And then I focus on mock tests, practice
Okay.
regularly. And then in this part, I would say it's like, I mean, once we should be smart at selecting questions. Those
Very,
questions that we select.
very
I mean,
nicely put.
you cannot even read all the questions. I mean,
Mhm.
you don't have the time to read all the questions and understand it. So be smart at picking the questions. Pick one question and you should be able to do it. So quants and reasoning, that's I focus on that, picking questions and getting it done.
So,
So
what were your topics, James, from
I don't
quantum?
know. I don't specifically leave out any topic.
Okay.
I prepared them all, but even in that topic, if a difficult questions came, then you won't be able to do it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's not about the topic. I mean, it can question can be from any topic, but you have to know the basics of all the topics. But I mean, what I mean is like be smart at selecting the questions. Don't leave out any topic, but be smart. I mean, you won't be able to read all the questions even.
Okay.
So
And
for these,
how does one become smart? By practicing?
yeah, practicing obviously.
Okay.
So yeah, you have to give a lot of mock tests, and uh, I mean the questions levels are high,
Mm-hmm.
so one needs to be. But you have to practice a lot. That's what I did. I gave a lot of mock tests, and there are many platforms, free or paid. And as I shared, for quants reasoning, I used to give exam these free mock tests that are available on the website. So
Okay.
I used to give that. And for English, I focus solely on the mock test.
Okay. Okay.
Mock test also I didn't give, I mean, every day, but I mean, regularly.
Okay. So that's good points actually, because uh, and I really like that point that you said, you have to be smart in picking the questions, because a lot of times picking the right questions is going to help you get through. It's not solving the most difficult question, but
Yeah,
the right questions at that time can help you cross that cutoff easily. So practice,
Yes,
I
yes.
think, is the key. Uh,
Yeah, with practice it will come.
it will come. True, true. So great. Any particularly number of months GA you revised once the notification was out
For phase one or
for phase one?
I think I did around 6 months revision. But
Mhm.
the most recent one are the most important, I would say.
Right.
The
Mhm.
RBI has this biasness. I mean, the
Uh,
most recent one.
yeah, I will say off late, at least 3 years, 3 years for sure, they have been focusing more on the last two
Yeah,
months. It's
yes,
been a
yes,
little
exactly.
heavy on the last 2 months, the recent 2 months, I mean. But yes, they do go back to
Yeah,
6 months
yeah.
kind of.
There are certain like topics like schemes, the
Mm.
reports, and the RBI notifications. Those you can refer for like 6 or 9 months. Those important, which are important.
Yeah, yes.
But those not are not so important like then you can refer the most recent one.
Okay.
But those which are asked in the phase two also, then you have to, I mean, it's better to refer for like 6 months or so.
Yes, definitely. 6 months is a very safe
Yeah,
zone to
safe.
be in for the overall exam preparation. And when the stakes are high, it's always better to err on the safer side.
Yes.
So that's great, I think. So now jumping from phase one to the phase three, which is the interview, and you said you started focusing on it after your phase two results were out. So, what was it preparing for an interview? Can one really prepare for interview?
The best way to prepare it's, I mean, first to understand the organization itself. I mean, there's a lot of about the organization itself also, and then you have to prepare again the current affairs. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the news that are happening. Then, as I said, I started reading newspaper then because I have to not just know things. I have to, I mean, have all the details about it. I have to have an opinion about what's happening. So, I think yeah, I put, I mean, by my base level in the interview preparation, and I gave a lot of mock interview. I gave 5 more interview because
Okay.
I was, I mean, it was my first interview, and as you said, I qualification wise and experience wise, I mean, I was the most unqualified and the least experience, I would say. I've
Mm-hmm.
just graduated, and then uh, so I don't like to take any risks. So then I started reading books written by the RBI governors. I tried to understand more about the organization, its
Okay.
histories, its working, and what it's doing now. Everything it's happening on the website and all.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean I gave like 8 9 hours every day
Okay.
reading all these, and then also practicing speaking. So that's also important, communication skills. And yeah, that's how I prepare. I mean, I did newspapers, RBA websites, the books, and yeah, all these things. And also, I read the transcripts, like how they ask. I mean, what are the questions that were asked?
Mm-hmm.
So those things that are important. I mean, for the interview, I mean, I prepared a lot, and I give my best.
True, it's definitely showing you did not leave anything uh, that could give you information about RBI. So very
Yeah,
interesting point. I definitely hear people reading about newspapers, about the RBI website and all. Books is something very rarely people talk about.
uh,
So just curious, which all books did you read?
yeah. I read about this who moved my interest rate, and then the Ram Rajan books. I do what I do also. I mean, it contains a more I mean the detailed version of the workings of the RBI. I mean, what
Yes.
decisions that they made when they faced the challenges, different challenges like taper tantrum, what RBI did, and how this is affect. So,
Mhm.
I mean, you will have a better understanding from that. Just, I mean, there is also a document like RBI's working document,
Yes.
RBI functions and working document
Mm,
by the staff college.
mm,
So, I mean, yeah, there are also a lot of information about the functions. But if you want to know, I mean, what's happening inside, then
mm.
the books by the governor, I mean, it will give you a better understanding, like what actions did they take. I mean, and then when they ask about, and then what if happens like this, then what will you do? Then what are the course of actions? Then you will, I mean, you will be able to give better answer from that. I mean, if you refer what they did in the past,
Yes.
so it's a good source, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very
Some,
interesting and a
yeah,
very
yeah,
good point that you are telling. It also tells so much about what all they are doing, how it's making a difference.
yes,
It also, I think, apart from the
exactly.
fact about giving insights into the RBI, it also gives you so much motivation.
Yeah, motivation to be the part of it, you know? Yeah,
Yes. So here, I'll just take this opportunity to tell about, given this thought itself, on our iExamB YouTube channel, you'll be able to find a series of videos that we have done about insights into RBI. Very, very interesting. Chandra Prakash Joshi sir presented from his experience and experiences of other RBI officers we know, and you can find that all those stories, 101 stories series we have, and from the book also we did a very recent conversation with one of the former CGMs. She was looking after communications, Alpana Kilawala ma'am. She recently wrote a book about her experience of work
yeah, yeah, yeah,
almost six RBI governors, a fly on the RBI wall. So we had a very,
yeah,
very interesting conversation with her also, and that's also
yeah,
available.
yeah. I was there in the session.
Yeah, okay, great, great.
Yeah,
That was one very interesting session
yes,
we had with ma'am. So I'll attach for the benefit of other users the links of all these the playlists in the description so you can have ready access. So yes, they work as wonderful motivations, of course, and yes, they give a lot of insights into the working, the nuances of what RBI is doing. So
yeah. I mean, it helps a lot in the interview. I mean,
it helps. It helps for sure. James, I'll also touch on that point that you mentioned when you were preparing for the interview. You practiced speaking, you practiced reading everything, and it was coming from the fact that you might have been nervous given the fact that maybe we know it is not because that's the beauty of this RBI exam that anybody if you are eligible to give the exam, then everybody has equal opportunity to clear the exam, and that's what you have proved it today, I think, James. But to ask you, you also said you felt at a certain point that maybe you do not have enough experience in terms of work or of giving the exam per se as compared to other candidates. So, how did you work on that confidence level of yours?
yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah. When I met those, I mean, my those other candidates. I
Mhm.
mean, all of them have well qualifications and a lot of work experience. They were working in grad institutions like government institutions, and then so I feel like I'm just a fresher. And then also when we talked, they said like RBI has encouraged freshers to give the exams. They said it was written in the notifications. So I mean, yeah, it gave me some confidence. Like, actually, I'm different. I'm fresher. That's what I think, and and then also I feel like this mock interviews it will give a lot of. I mean, it will have a lot in my preparation. So and then the confidence will eventually come with practice. So the first mock interview I had, I didn't. I cannot answer any. I mean, a single question is asked from my background, the BCom honors,
Okay.
because I haven't revised it. I
Mhm.
I I I studied a lot about RBI workings and the books, but I left out the most important part, my
Oh,
background. I mean, the
yeah.
BCom honors,
Mhm.
those, even the simplate. And if you are from BCom honors, then, I mean, they have their favorite questions, the balance sheet. You have to read it very thoroughly and like, so the accounting methods they use and all this, and they ask it. So and then yeah, this a in every mock interview, I feel like I mean I was able to point out one or two mistakes from my
Mhm.
side.
Mhm.
So I mean it's that way I improve a lot. I mean 5 mock dates for mock interview before the interview. I mean, and I feel like I'm ready now.
Okay.
So that gave me a confidence, and it actually worked out. I mean, in the actual interview, I didn't feel any nervous. Even uh, in the beginning, like the chairman started grilling, and I could not answer a few questions in the beginning. But
Mhm.
then I didn't feel nervous. Like I was like quite comfortable
Okay.
there, and then I was able to answer a lot of questions later on.
So
So yeah, practice and the confidence. I don't know how to practice about confidence, but talk to
I think
others.
that's you've said it. It comes with basically, if you're fearful of something, the more and more you face that fear, it starts reducing, and that's where you start gaining confidence. So multiple practice, trying to see the gaps and then preparing on that. That's what worked for you.
Yeah, and I think like knowing what they ask, knowing the answers, it
Hmm.
will give you confidence. But sometimes when you are nervous, I mean, even if you know the answers, you were not able to give the answers appropriately. I mean, and they also understand, the panel members. They understand. They are very cordial. They will help you. I
Hmm.
mean, they will make sure that the words that, I mean, that are coming out. I mean, they will make sure that you understand it. It's not that it's because of nervousness you are talking. So they're very cordial. So you don't. I mean, you don't have to be nervous or underconfident. You just go in
Hmm.
and be confident, and they will help you there also.
That's very good point, James, that you said. There's no need to be underconfident. You've
Yeah.
already reached that stage,
Yes. And
crossing
yeah, and they treat everyone equally.
yeah, yes, and there's definitely something there. That's why you've reached the interview stage. You've already crossed two hurdles, the phase one
Yeah.
and the phase two. So,
Major hurdle.
very good
Like,
point. Whenever you feel a little nervous or down, you have to remind yourself about that fact also, and then, of course, not become complacent, but enough to push you ahead to prepare and regain that confidence level. So, how was your actual interview? Was it too technical? Was it based on your BCom more or RBI more?
no. It was a mix of both.
Okay.
I mean, they don't ask anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They ask, I mean, very diverse questions, different. Like they ask, as I said, a lot about the balance sheet.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, they started like, what have you read in the RBI notifications?
Okay.
And then when I said KCC,
Mm-hmm.
and then they also ask about the general questions like, what is Bikshit Bharat? But
Okay.
uh, I have read a lot about Bikshit Bharat while preparing for phase two, phase
Mm-hmm.
one, a lot. But I mean, I was not expecting that questions. I was
Mm-hmm.
expecting RBI, BCom honors, but I wasn't expecting Bikshit Bharat. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what they asked, and they told me to talk about Bikshit Bharat for like a few minutes, and then when I explained it, like Bikshit Bharat is these in like one or two sentences.
Mm-hmm.
They want me to give more about it, more details. And then I was like, I wasn't able to answer, and I took a few, and I requested, can I do a few minutes, and then I think about it and answer. But my answer wasn't very satisfactory because, like, I wasn't expecting the question itself. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say be very open-minded. They can ask
Anything.
anything,
Right.
and they also ask about the economic situations in Manipur and challenges and all. and then the functions like regulation supervisions like separations, can it be given to other organizations like NAVAD is doing for RRBs and all. So
Mhm.
technical questions they ask, and the opinion based also, and like depreciating rupee, what will it have effects on balance sheet of the RBI and commercial banks, all that. I mean, they can ask anything.
True, true.
So go open minded. I mean, don't like uh, don't go with a preconceived mind. They will ask these, they will ask, and what if they ask these and all. So they can ask anything, and they can go dig deeper in any topic. That's so, and then be honest. I would say honest with your answer.
Very important, I think. It's a very, very important characteristic feature they're also looking for. It adds to your own performance at that moment, and of course, it reflects on your personality, which is very, very
Yeah.
important again. So great, I think. Very interesting, James. Very, very, very few interesting new points also that you've brought out in this conversation. I'm sure whoever is listening to this conversation will take out the right points to make their own unique strategy at the end of it.
Yes.
Everybody has its unique strategy, and I found some very unique points in this conversation with James, which really worked for him. So, a great conversation. Before we close, James, anything else you would like to add for the future aspirants?
I would say, yeah, as you said, listen to, others also. Everyone has their own strategies. Those strategies work out for me. I meet people like taking coaching centers from two, three centers, and then those reading newspapers. Everyone has a different. And those preparing right after notifications. So everyone it's different. So when you try to understand yourself and then make your own strategies and make it work, I would say.
Great, that's very right advice. And we also try to help users who looking to help in making their strategies through our exclusive courses also.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and yeah, one should take help of that. Yeah,
yes, so whoever
mentor is
requires that,
important. Yeah,
yes. So whoever,
during my interview, yeah, I met all the mentors, but not before that. But for the interview preparations, I need a mentors. So mentors is important, and if you can get it, for earlier, then it's better for you.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So you can one can decide at which stage they would want, and we try to provide that every stage through exclusive courses, even personalized courses at the interview time, depending on how users want to use it and where they
Yeah,
feel the right inputs they want. So thank you so much, James, for talking to us, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. Uh, so every interview is also unique because of the uniqueness you guys bring into your preparation and the
yeah.
conversation. So thanks again, James, and wishing you a very, very successful career with RBI.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you once again for inviting me.
Thank you.